Good morning, everybody. Welcome to DMEXCO 2015. We are here on the M&M Global video booth. We are here this morning to interview Henry Tajer, who is the new global CEO of IPG Mediabrands. Henry, good morning. You've just come off stage. One of the keynote sessions early in the morning. How was it?
It was good, actually. It was a nice casual discussion. We talked about the new bridges to the consumer. We talked about the bridges we're going to burn down and bridges we're going to build. But it was good. Paul Kane from Bloomberg, Babs from Unilever, and Troy from TBWA, and masterfully moderated by Wenda from MediaLink.
From MediaLink, yeah. Indeed. Okay, fine. So what were the bridges you were going to build?
Well, listen, we're really focused and excited about the whole notion of embracing dynamic marketing and making that core to what we are and what we do at Mediabrands, which infers that the world of static marketing and static communications is sort of behind us. So they're the bridges we're burning down, and we're on that sort of path and journey to that sort of new approach with our clients. And so far, we're getting a really positive reception, and we've got a lot of clients jumping in with us, which is more than I could have asked.
Fantastic, and particularly as you're fairly new to the job, how many months now in the new role?
I've been in the role since April, and amazing how time flies when you're having fun and when you're busy. It's been quite the summer, but it's been a good summer, and the heat is still on, as I'm sure you know, and it's been good actually. The company is really focused. I think for the first time in a long time, everybody in the organisation knows exactly what our objectives are, exactly the direction we're going, and how we're going to get there. And it's amazing what you can achieve when you align a group of people like the people we have at Mediabrands and create some collective momentum, which is exactly what we're feeling, and it's really started to show in some of the results that we're getting around the world. So yeah, really excited. Feel really privileged.
Good. And it has been an exciting summer. It's almost like kind of the summer of pictures with about 18 global ones out there. But you guys have been very successful so far. So the momentum is definitely with you. And I notice you're kind of changing the senior management team around, creating a new structure. Is that all part of the Henry Tajer vision? And I suppose, what does success look like for you in your new vision?
Well, I guess success is constantly moving forward and constantly improving who and what we are as an organisation, improving the way in which we're working with our clients, improving the talent base and who we're attracting into our business. Part of the process to go through that is to make changes, and I think it's pretty normal for organisations that go through change to follow that with personnel changes, and what I've deliberately tried to do is actually put the right people into the right roles, which has created a lot of opportunities for people within the business, and it's allowed us to attract and have discussions with amazing talent in the industry that we have on our most wanted list. So we have a most wanted list. Yeah. I won't go into who is on that, but it's a good list. And slowly but surely, we want to make sure that the most wanted are in Mediabrands, and that gives us an opportunity to offer those in combination with the people we already have to our client base and clients that we have on our most wanted list as well. So we've got the two lists that we're really excited about.
Two streams you're going down, and are we getting more than 50% ticks in both wanted lists so far?
Well, so far we're on a good strike rate so far, but we're playing a long game. We're by no means in a sprint, but I'm really pleased, as is the whole organisation, with how the summer has gone and how we're engaging with the opportunities, and I'm really excited about the people we're talking to and the talent that's coming to the organisation. That's my pet love. I'm a people person, so to get paid to do the people thing is, wow.
Absolutely.
I won't be telling anyone.
No, exactly. I mean, well, that's one of the key issues, though, across the global industry in terms of talent, is where you're finding that talent. And in particular, there's been a lot of, not negativity, but surveys that have said, people want to go and work for the brands that feel sexy, like a Facebook or a Twitter or a Google. Yeah. How do you show them actually coming to an agency is kind of where it's at? This is kind of where media is turning. How do you persuade that talent to come and work for you guys?
Well, that's a good question. I think it really starts with, what talent and who out there do we actually really want? And in some cases, we're going and shifting away from the sort of branded talent, people with big names, big reputations, and looking for more an attitude and a cultural fit, which adds to what we already have. I think the one thing that we have, and I think all media groups have at the moment, is we're in the eye of the storm. So, if you're a person who wants to have your cake and eat it, and who wants to be exposed to all facets of the industry, a media agency or a media holding group is actually a great place, and it's a great vantage point to see all the dimensions at play and deal with those through our organisation, but also through the solutions we're charged to develop and to create for our clients. So it's an acquired taste, but so far it's been a good process.
Yeah, and from your point of view, the kind of three things that you would kind of like to implement in your new regime, where do you want to see IPG positioned amongst the other agencies? What do you want to see happen over the kind of next 12 months, and what does that look like from your perspective?
Well, we are on a big growth agenda. And growth in all aspects of the business, whether that's commercial, talent within, and the development of people within our business. All of that, in our view, comes through some key sort of tenets to how that's going to become a reality and continue and become momentum. We want dynamic people in our organisation, people who are part of what we stand for and who advocate that to our client base and to the broader marketplace. We want people who are prepared to take an empowered attitude we have towards our people and run with that. We are entrepreneurial in nature, so we have a remit to help our clients grow their businesses. Those three components are really, really exciting. All of those things mixed together and sort of brought to life with a really simple platform of staying humble. We think humble is hugely sexy, and one of the things I'm focused on, on a day-to-day basis, is ensuring that everybody in the organisation stays humble and focuses on what is in front of them, as opposed to getting caught in the lights, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a great place for us to start. So far, everybody's jumped on, and I think that's a big part of why we've had a really good start to the summer, and we're getting the traction and the momentum we've got in some of the pitches we've been involved with, and the work that we're producing, which it's really exciting. You look everywhere and there's really cool stuff happening.
Yeah. And humble as well. It's a great word to have in an industry like ours, where there are a lot of egos and a lot of people want to be at the top. Humble is the first time I think.
Out,
yeah, absolutely. I was about to say it's the first time I think I've heard an agency use that as a term. I think it's a great philosophy to follow, and also picking up the entrepreneurial thing now. I think that is so crucial in the role of an agency, of anyone in media really, to survive. And it always kind of grinds me. We're going to be like a startup, but actually, for me, it's kind of, and my team as well, it's all about entrepreneurialism, isn't it?
Well, you can have an attitude or a cultural feeling of a startup as opposed to an upstart, which is definitely where we're at. I think it stands to reason that we should work towards being humble, because we are given the responsibility to work on the brands of our clients as opposed to our brands. We are behind the scenes, and I think it's important that we continually remind ourselves that we aren't the stars of the show. It's actually the brands and the products and services that our clients create, own, and invest behind. And it's a simple truth, and it allows us to focus on what we're paid to do. And if you stay humble and successful at the same time, people accept that, and I think that's important. We want people to accept our success.
Yeah, and I think it's a great way, and it's a great way to win business. And clearly, the momentum's been with you in the summer. And I suppose looking at that summer of pitches, what do you think's the real reason that suddenly we've had this kind of 18 to 21 pitches that have come up globally? It's quite a lot. Is it because there's more choice for the consumers now? Are they just kind of testing the water, making you, to a degree, become more humble, or actually thinking, can they be more innovative for us? I mean, what do you think's the kind of real driver there?
I don't think there's any one driver. I think what is, I think, a reality to, I guess, this concentrated activity is that when you look at what's on offer in terms of if you're a client and you look at what you can get from the various players within the kingdom,
yes,
it's very different. And for a lot of organisations who have been with one or have experienced a couple, it's an opportunity for them to get a sense of what the others have. And I think that's important as the world has changed and as marketing has changed. Marketers and corporates are starting to realise that they need to look. So I think there's that as one of the drivers. I think there has been a trust issue which some marketers are looking to verify, and I think we're seeing that in a number of areas where trust is really a key focus and a centrepiece to the decision and to how they're evaluating and using that as a filter. I think there are some clients who have jumped on because they think it's a train they need to be on, and I think some of those are finding that that there are different ways to evaluate and make a decision on who the right partner is. But it's not one size fits all.
No.
It just happens to be in one period of time, and it's forcing the agency groups to come together and actually work in a more collaborative way, and I think that's actually good for the industry. As much as it has been a pressure summer, and it's really put a lot of strain on our businesses, it's actually allowed us to take stock of how good and or what opportunities there are as well, and that's something that I've been keeping my eye out for, for the period after these reviews take place. It's going to be a really interesting period to adjust back into a normal day-to-day, and we're going to be able to deploy that focus and energy on a day-to-day basis, which I think augurs well.
Absolutely, I think it'll be quite phenomenal, and I think that will help work 2016 into a great position. And I suppose we've seen how content has become huge again this year. We've seen programmatic and TV start to develop. Where do we think we're going as an industry? What key things do you think will really push media into 2016? What should we look out for?
Pace and our cadence. I think that is, for me, the underlying determinant on success or failure as we move forward will be how agencies and their client partners increase the pace in which they are marketing to their consumers, and the cadence of change and how dynamic they are with and around their brand and the consumers of their brand. I think for the last 10 years the industry has been evolving and gearing up for this period where that now needs to integrate around the consumer, and the consumer is now faster, more agile, and a lot more dynamic than ever before, thanks to some of the great technology that is here on show at DMEXCO. And for us as agencies, the big focus is how fast are we moving? How quick can we deploy solutions in and around the quickness of the consumer? And that's a huge challenge, and it forces us to prioritise what we don't do.
Right.
That's sort of what aren't we going to do, and then how are we going to do what we decide we will, faster, more regularly, and with change built into that. So it's quite the puzzle.
Yeah, absolutely, and a huge challenge as well. If you think industry-wise, it's hard enough trying to keep up with the consumer at the present moment and the way that their habits are changing and creating that, I suppose, resonating and engaging content that every brand wants.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, what do you think's the key to that, to ensuring your brands that come to you and they're like, well, actually, there's 7 or 20 in our space. How do we be the brand that stands out? And I suppose, does that come from the agency philosophy?
No, an agency philosophy is nothing unless you have people who advocate and who make that philosophy real and practical. So the difference is people. We are in the talent business. We masquerade as agencies, but really we are communities of human beings who align around beliefs and put our energy together to create solutions to engage other human beings. That's about as simple as I can articulate that.
Yeah.
So, we are actively set out and aiming to become the most selfish when it comes to having the best talent. And if there's anything I want Mediabrands on a global level to be known for in the years to come and in the months to come is that we have fantastic taste in people and that we are greedy when it comes to people. So I want to have a disproportionate amount of the world's best talent working for us, and that's what will paint success for us.
Wonderful. So almost like a Manchester City, but using all of the players at the same time, buying in the best talent.
That's right.
I like that.
Totally.
And then the one question I wanted to finish off on, I haven't quite made it round to where your activation is in the other hall, but I have been asked to ask you about the colour yellow.
Yes. Well, yellow is the colour of dynamism, and as I mentioned to you, we are injecting a huge amount of dynamism into our organisation. It's a critical tenet to our future. Yellow is the colour that signifies that. We felt our brand and our look and feel needed a little bit of brightening up, and so we are slowly introducing that into our look and feel and our language. And when you take a stroll around the main hall and see our space, you'll look for yellow. You'll see.
Okay.
And we've got a great space this year, and I'm really proud of the team who have been working tirelessly to get us ready for this great event. So credit to the team. Well done.
Well, thank you very much, Henry. That was much appreciated. Thank you.
Pleasure,
Have
mate.
a good rest of the Mexico.
Thanks, mate.